Hello my good students, welcome back to our War on the Sea Let's Play series with the Pacific mod, as of course the IJN forces, where we are trying to create the greater East Asian Empire in this series. No small task for sure. I'm just going to catch up with an update. Many of you are probably aware by now that the issues that I've been having. If people are still wondering where episode 6 of this series is, unfortunately it no longer exists. I lost my hard drive, actually I found out the other day, completely failed on me, and this is the hard drive I've been using all of my YouTube things for. So I've lost that particular video because I had to re-upload it. I took it down from YouTube and tried to re-upload it after I accidentally scheduled it incorrectly previously. And that's what alerted me to the problem, because I couldn't find that video anymore because my hard drive had failed. I was able to do the rest of the videos last week because they had been scheduled correctly previously before the hard drive issue started. So yeah, that's completely failed. So I'm going to be looking at getting a new hard drive. It just means that it's going to take some time to recover from this, unfortunately. However, we should be able to begin doing YouTube as per the usual schedule. Otherwise, I do have other disk space about. So that's enough complaining as such from me, just to keep you up to date there. I believe we have a possible surface engagement on the cards here. Take a shot every time I say that and I'm wrong. Please don't, you'll go to the emergency room. Let's go to the strategic map and we'll see what we've got waiting for us then, eh? So, if memory serves me correctly, we marked this off because we'd sighted a previous South Dakota escort here, which we had actually hit. We destroyed the South Dakota, got a slightly damaged Brooklyn. Hopefully we should have damaged its rudder, or at least propellers there, because it did take a torpedo directly on the stern of the ship there. And I believe there's another heavy cruiser about, off the top of my head, New Orleans is what's waiting, and of course the usual assortment of destroyers. We're going to bring then the most imaginatively named Fighting Force 1 over, which does consist of both Fusos, 2 Takaos, a Miyoko, and an assortment of our own destroyers there. So it should be more than enough to deal with this. My only concern is that Takao herself has taken some previous damage. That is from video 1, actually, episode 1 of the series, where it did take a bomb hit directly on its funnel, so that's destroyed. And Fuso, unfortunately for those who missed it, episode 6, we did have a night engagement with a Queen Elizabeth battleship. We had to withdraw from that though without inflicting any extra losses on the enemy, simply because we couldn't see a bloody thing. They could see us because they have surface radar, I imagine, but we had absolutely pitch black, relying on sight alone, couldn't see them. So we did take a couple hits, but nothing too major. That's the wonder of the Fuso there. Very, very nicely armoured for Japanese standards there. So we're going to go straight into that. We're going to keep this piece about. We have got it circling around. We're not entirely sure exactly what sort of course this enemy is going to take. So we're going to approach this slowly. We do have our engineering task force over here going all the way back to Kure here, where we have, in this day, I think, been resupplied, haven't we? So day 35. So that has indeed happened, which is why we now have Fighting Force 2. There's a certain theme to the naming theme here, which does consist of a Mogami, Tone, and a few destroyers there. That's something we're going to build up over time. We are, of course, trying to get Guam back up because, once again, in episode 6, for those that didn't see it, we did get bombarded twice by 2 separate battleship groups. So that's reduced it to level 00. We've just managed to get up to a level 1 airfield. Rather interested to see, though, we do have -6 planes available in all of our groups. I'm wondering if that means we can actually do anything with them. You know what? We could see. Could bring out some duties if that's the case, if we can. No, we can't. That's absolutely fine. I just wonder, just strange it's giving us the option, but that's okay there. So what was going to happen there is I think we're just going to have to wait for the course of the day to finish, wait for it to cycle round, everything to replenish, and we do have enough over there, enough resources and such to replenish those back to a full stock. So hopefully that happens. Let's continue straight on. This is a possible submarine over here. Do sort of want to get rid of that, but yeah, not the greatest amount of aircraft to deal with that. Could launch both at the same time. Don't really want to let that slide, to be honest. But I want to get straight into the surface engagement. I haven't played this game for ages. Let's try and get some action. Oh, he's run out of fuel. Oh no, he's run out. Oh, it's bloody night time. Look at that. It's night time. Okay, do we advance this? We've got some sort of contact. That's got to be it. I'm just going to double check the formation we're in here. It's battle lines, so that's not bad at all. We've got Mirko and Takao leading with the destroyers on the sides there. 3 and 8 is absolutely fine. Keep destroyer on the rear. It's all looking good to me, I think. Yeah, okay. Well, not promising. This may be rather dark. If so, we may have to withdraw back to Guam and defend that until the morning. Let's have a look. So what we're going to do is turn on our radars, turn off fire at will. We're going to slow down a tad. I'm reading the timer on this. Isn't a night battle at all. I don't know what is wrong with me there. I do apologise. I'm sure people were screaming at me. Just the peat is yeah, there we go. It's very nice visibility there indeed. What have we got? 67%. Not the worst, not the best, but much better than nighttime. What have we got here? New ship contacts. There we go. We found them. So we have a New Orleans. Let's get both of our Fusos on there. We also have the damaged Brooklyn and of course the destroyers. Okay, cool. So where is Fuso? Here you are, my lovely. Oh, my dear sweet Fuso. Let's go target that. We're actually going to hold fire at the moment on that. We're going to build up our solution and then fire on them. That won't take too long though. Let's go to CA and New Orleans. Lovely stuff. And where is Yamashiro over here? Ho, 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 ho. There we go. Once again, we're going to hold fire on there, like so. Going to get our secondaries to have a look at that as well, though I don't think they're going to have the range quite yet. What is the range, incidentally? 30.6 kilometers. Quite the range there. Do our heavy cruisers have that range? Not quite. Okay, cool. But we're going to get them to hold fire on there anyway, and just acquire the target onto the Brooklyn, like that. We're going to get, of course, AP to hold on there. Takao can do the same. And we can actually just go over the damage Takao has taken already. So speed's 93% because we did take, of course, a completely damaged funnel. Otherwise, integrity is generally okay across the board. Let's double check Fuso's damage. So we have some minor damage on our surface over here on our belt pretty much, but the integrity is fairly high. It does read as heavy damage, but that's because there's just a lot of compartments tickled there. But we're looking okay, looking absolutely fine. Let's carry on and we'll start setting things up as we go. Let's get, I think, Atago over here as well. Hold on that. And now we can start to identify everyone else. We do have a Pete in the area. We are going to use that, absolutely. And what we're going to do is go back over to our ships and we're going to turn off evade hazards, and we're going to, do you want to get closer to cross the T, or do you want to, yeah, let's turn over here, cross their T a tad. How's our Fusos? Yep, 66. I will absolutely take that. Pray silence, please, for the Fuso. Big, big boom. I was half expecting all of them to go off there. Let's go over. This is why I want to turn as well. Just don't have the angle for all of our guns. You can see there. Oh, such a good noise there. So let's identify the rest of the task force, shall we? If we go for, this is a Porter. Let's go to DD. Should only be here. Excellent. Yugamo can go for this lovely young lad here. which we will identify as, looks like a, that's what it is. Venom, that's the word I'm looking for. Excellent. Can't identify it yet though because it's dropped off the map. So we're actually going to identify this one. No, we can't because it's dropped off the map again. Bloody Pete, get in here. I swear. We do have also fire flak on, so our secondaries and destroyers are going to be firing at this particular scout. We really do need that down, actually. How close are we getting to the New Orleans here? Our shots have just landed, but it's fairly off the mark there, fairly wide, to be honest. We have downed that aircraft. Can we see the wreckage anywhere? It's not going to hit any of our ships there, which is the worry. We're actually going to increase our speed to 21 knots here. Yeah, 22 will do. I believe the maximum for the Fuso is 25. Okay, in that case we actually can increase our speed a tad more. Go to 24. There we go, that'll do lovely. That will do lovely indeed. What is our solution? 64 is not particularly bad. We've got quite a high one with the Miyoko there. It's going to 80, but we're still out of range. Was it 29? 29.4. We're certainly in range. Might as well fire out. Use our range to our advantage there. Yeah, there we go. And Atago over here. Got a very nice solution, actually. Very, very nice indeed. It's going 8 knots because it appears they've just tried to avoid or even taken a collision there with some destroyers. Oh, tasty. Look at their formation. I wish we had just a load of torpedoes very close and inbound here. Look at that. You can see our Fuso shots coming fairly wide there, but to be honest, with their formation, I'll take that. If we take a few stray shots, not necessarily meant for them, you can see I believe this Porter over here might have taken some splash damage there. Okay, I'm liking this, guys. Come on. That's it. Go a little bit quicker there. Just a little tad quicker, my dude. Yeah, you want to do that, don't you? Smart AI. Doink. Oh, Dick, can we use that to our advantage? Is it time to get a manual shot off at all? What's the reload on our Fusos looking like? Oh, it's shit. Still only firing with our front guns here. Should we check our own formation before we get any collisions ourselves? I think we're looking good. Oh, I think we're looking good. How are we looking? We do sort of want to try and get a tag closer, so we're going to try and just gently inch towards them. Gently going towards them there. They're still... can I hold off with Yamashiro perhaps if they just fired? Yep, hold. Quick. We'll get our act on this as quickly as possible. Manual fire. Such a long solution. Let's just go for here and hope for the best and just keep firing out automatically there. I just can't judge the travel time of our shells. Should really get a stopwatch going when I did that. It's such a great distance. But if this hits okay, we could really damage the... what have we got here? The Benson Gleaves over here. Come on, shots, where are you? It's not... Might really want to try and fire out with our actual Fuso as well, really. Just quickly... he's just firing there. How about Yamashiro? Hold off again very quickly. Is anything come in by the looks of it? That's a very, very long shell travel time there. That looks like it, perhaps. Oh, okay. We were fairly well on the mark there. If we manual fire a tad further in this time then. If we go, trying to judge their curvature here. If we go like that. Fire off again. We'll go to Fuso, see if we can catch that before the reload. Just tell that to hold out. Once the reload's up for all of its guns, we'll try and get that in again. But they have detached from the destroyer now, so that's going to be much more difficult. They will get their speed up now. So we'll take one manual shot here. You can see their speed getting up, climbing now. If we take it about here-ish, and then we can just fire out normally there. Okay guys, I'm sorry to say, but the enemy is just retreating and getting further and further away from us, and we're not getting the hits that we need, so we have withdrawn from that particular surface engagement. We will of course go in later with the aim of chasing them down. So what we're going to do is assume that we can't catch up to them necessarily, and we're going to pull back to Guam and try and defend that. Going to get out, where are we? Let's see if we can have another Pete out to scout them, try and keep out some sort of sight there for them. We'll just carry on in at the moment for close range, and that will do there for now, and we'll carry on. So I shall see you in just a second. Alrighty guys, we may have missed the surface engagement earlier, but we now have a very spicy possible pincer torpedo drop on a King George V battleship over here. Yet again, we do have some Bettys launched from Peleliu armed with torpedoes, and we have some Kates from our Kaga armed with torpedoes as well. Going to try and get the Kates out of range to begin with and curl back round to target the King George while our Bettys do come in. So going to do that with both groups. I have put them in 2 groups of 6 over here for our Kates, just so it's easier to command to begin with. Going to speed up our Bettys, bring them straight on in. Do have 6 of those. I've told them all to form up in a somewhat wide formation of 100 spacing to help against that flak. I might even go for a slightly wider spacing. We'll judge it by eye in just a second. What is the visibility, you may ask? 57%. It is fairly late in the day, actually, right towards the end of our possible air operational time. So we have caught this just in time before we had to go back home. It looks like their flak isn't firing out just yet, actually, and that is excellent. We'll start diving down onto this, onto these ships when we come in just a second. I think that will be okay there. How close really are our Bettys? Do still need to make some, yeah, close the distance there. Let's tell them to go just straight in to beeline it. Might tell the Kates to idle just a little longer there and not go straight in. We'll try and match the distances there. The Bettys do need to make another kilometre's worth of distance there, and that is not very much at all. This is very, very poor visibility there. We can barely just see the silhouettes of their ships, but now we can send the Kates in there, I think. Actually, just give it a little bit more time there. Yeah, that's not so bad. So let's go in, and we'll start diving down in just a second. So this is a very, very wide group, actually. We are going to tell these to break off and attack in just a second. I think we'll tell them to dive down now, because we are getting fairly close now. We'll reduce our speed of everything. We'll tell the Bettys to dive down as well before we forget that. Try and go in for a more perpendicular angle with these Bettys, actually. Okay, let's see. They're not firing out just yet by the looks of it. Too sure about that. Okay, and what we're going to do then is we are in position, so it's going to take some time. Going to go through all of our planes and break them off one by one and tell them to attack from here, I think. So we are going to tell everything to target, and I'll come back to you once I've done that. Okay, so we have told every other plane to attack individually, other than this group of Kates, where we are going to go for a large formation attack onto this King George. We have tightened our spacing here to help with the spread of the torpedoes. We are absolutely going to lose Bessies here on the approach. Might want to speed up a tad there. We're losing 2 already there. Definitely going to lose another one before we drop, I think. But that has diluted the AA away from our Kates, which is where we really want to hit from, I think. Are we going to drop here? Come on. Come on. There we go. That's 3 torpedoes off on this side. Looks like our forward Kates are getting in very, very nicely indeed as well. We're going to reduce our speed here of these Kates. Probably turn in a tad here. And tell them to attack very nicely indeed from there. We have lost the lead plane, so just going to reiterate that order there. Or reissue it. Should be okay there. Is that going to be alright? Got it off early enough there. There's some 3 decent hits already. That's 4 from this group dropped. But not the biggest amount of hits from here actually. I don't know if I like this particular way of attacking. It was worth a shot. I will take your recommendations, do not worry. But a pincer attack is needed indeed. There's a lot of hits on the bow there. I do want to spread out a tad, which we have done. So a good amount of total hits there, but we lost so many planes. So many planes. Very nice pincer attack there. But yeah, that's the risk you take when it's a torpedo one and you haven't weakened the task force before. It's a very nice list it's got in it. The bow pretty much submerged. Take a report. Heavy to heavy. That might not develop. It depends what extra explosions this fire on the bow causes. This is what I fear about telling your planes individually to attack after breaking off, because they do seem to just you know, converge on one particular attack point, and we saw then that they mostly miss, and that's been my experience previously. So we'll see. Maybe that's just been a couple bad experiences, but I think generally the formation attack is a bit better. Or maybe if we can be particularly spicy, stop complaining and get on with some manual attacks, then it will be completely down to me 100% all the time, which sounds bloody good to me. Let's see how this develops and we'll see. Well, possibly predictably there, the King George did not sink unfortunately, but some very heavy damage. If that pushes in anymore, that is a rather interesting decision indeed. So what else do we have in that particular group? We have an Omaha and we have a New Orleans, and we do have, of course, the assortment of destroyers as well. We lost 14 aircraft in that, and that's really going to hurt our cargo there. Really relying on VAL dive bombers between that and the Shokaku now. So it's going to be very, very spicy indeed, unfortunately. We're going to have to send all of our carriers back again pretty much very, very soon. Because Guam is nowhere near being a level 3 port, unfortunately. Of course, I was thinking about upgrading truck. That's making me think I want to do that very quickly now, actually, with our next supply load. I could well do that. I've got some engineering coming in for Guam. That does still require a bit of fuel though to go up once again. It's very difficult to split the fuel loads, but I could put 150 on this for Guam and 150 on here for payload, or truck rather. Could do that, could certainly do that. But I think we'll try and get in one more engagement, and that will be it for today, guys, unfortunately. So let's have another look at trying to hit this particular task force. It is right here, which is where we spotted it. So we're going to return home with these planes and come back, I think, for a level bombing hit on that if possible. It is now night time, unfortunately. So we're going to have to wait around, I think. Well. I may not have necessarily wanted this to begin with, but you know what, guys? I think we're going to have a spicy surface engagement. Another spicy surface engagement. You can see I've spotted this previously. We did have a little bit of warning because I've launched all of our possible vows, and I've launched some zeros out as well for spotting and helping with enemy destroyers. So guess what we've just found? You've probably made a guess already. A very well educated guess, may I say. The bloody King George, which we've just hit, has made it all the way to Guam. So we do need to destroy the bloody bastard. So once again, both Fusos, please unload the sound of your guns onto the King George. That would be very, very nice of you indeed. Where are we? Absolutely brilliant there. Let's hold off once again. We're going to go for narrow. And where is Yamashita? Over here. Thank you very much. They have launched a good amount of scouts at us from the looks of these strategic maps. I'm just going to send some zeros over to deal with those in just a second. What's the distance? 21 kilometers. That's a very acceptable position there. We're going to try and get then onto the New Orleans with, I think, our vows and of course all of our cruisers. So that would be very, very nice indeed. We do need to identify that though, so let's get on and do that. Okay, so we've issued all of our orders. It looks like we've dealt pretty much with the enemy scouts. Just got one left there that we're struggling a tad with. Should really move our own scouts over in just a second. I have ordered the dive bombers to try and get in a little pincer over them depending on how their formation changes. We are going to focus in New Orleans with our dive bombers to try and slow that down. Not necessarily sink it with them, but to slow it down for an easy target there. Should be a fairly easy target, this King George, but we are going to take some nasty hits from it, unfortunately. So what we're going to do is try and cross their T a tad. Want to really try and get some shots out over towards their destroyers. Try and identify this, get some spotting shells out, I think, if we're in range with this destroyer, which we are. Excellent, so we should absolutely start firing out there. The visibility is 65%, which is why we will want some spotting shells out. Let's fire on that as well. It's an E class, I think, with that's the wrong ship here. Let's just get rid of that. Well, I wanted the Asashio really. So we think this is an E class here. I'm not particularly well versed in British destroyers, unfortunately. Sorry to say, going to come as a surprise there, isn't it? Yeah, well, we'll try and identify that properly. Try and get some people onto these Farraguts as well now that we know we're in range. We do want to try and get some good shots out there as quickly as possible. Yugamo was firing, wasn't it? Yes, get some more star shells out on this, I think. Just to spread things out. Makagumo's already suffered a magazine explosion. How accurate are these enemies? This is ridiculously accurate. Look at that. If that's the case, we're going to try and get a full spread of torpedoes out already. Looks like we're doing okay, but we do want to focus our bombs onto the King George. That's the thing. Let's tell our dive bombers just to go in with formation attacks, I think, onto this New Orleans as quickly as possible. Come on. Over here. I think we will get a few onto this King George actually, just because we want to slow it down and cripple it a tad. Just a few there. We'll focus the New Orleans a little more heavily. And what we'll do is we'll form up all of our zeros, like so, and we'll get them to help against the enemy destroyers. I accidentally paused there, didn't mean to do that. So it looks like something's taking some hits. That's on our formation though. That's not good. How are we looking on our Fusos? We're taking some damage and flooding on our rudder there, which is not good at all. Look at our solutions though. Terrible, terrible solutions. Need some more star shells out and such. That's not going to happen. Where is Yugamo? Can actually fire some real shells out. Thank you. Should have enough star shells out now, really. Let's go over to our vows. Shah coming in. Lost just the one so far. Ah, look at that. Not good. What are you doing? There we go. It's a couple hits on that. So we're going to hit the King George here. Oh, it's huge amounts of bomb hits onto the New Orleans there. That's really, really good. Really, really good indeed. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. You can get just a couple on this. Want to hit the engine, really. Get some fires going. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. Just cripple us a tiniest little bit. How's that New Orleans looking? Not too good, really. Not too good at all. Getting some more bombs coming around. Do you see how close those shots were to the New Orleans there? Not ideal. Not ideal. I think we might have to start thinking about some manual shots here. So let's take a report. Critical damage to heavy flooding on the King George. Heavy damage on New Orleans. Yeah, the Makiguma is absolutely going to go down. But I don't think we've taken really many hits otherwise. The Yamashita, wasn't it, taking some sort of hits. I want to get some smoke cover ourselves, really. New Orleans being hit by more bombs there. We've got some more coming in for it, which is brilliant. But I am going to have to take some more command over here. If we look at the King George, it's not great. I might want to. Don't want to leave that, to be honest, because it is still firing main gun at us, and that is going to hurt if it gets shots on. But we are going to have to start thinking properly about this New Orleans and the incoming destroyers, because they will hurt. Oh yes, another. I forgot how many valves we did have. Can't quite see them there because of the smoke. Look at that. Oh, dud bomb there. That's unfortunate. But we've done a lot of work on St. New Orleans, which is excellent. We'd love to get some more torpedoes out. Let's try with these zeros. If we reduce our speed, come down and try and hit this particular Farragut. Let's see, we did hold off our fire with the Fusos. Have they reloaded? They have. Let's try and get some shots out onto that King George then. It's going at 12 knots, but the distance is still quite far. Let's try that to begin with. And we'll try one more over here. Try a bit further out, I think. Let's try turning a tad, zigzagging just the tiniest bit to get some sort of movement, because we are just sitting ducks, otherwise just asking to be hit. And we'll get our zeros to attack from here. Take another report. New Orleans, where are you? Yeah, heavy but minor flooding. Oh, I can't believe minor flooding. Look at the fires on there. There's got to be loads of holes in the deck. But they were only light bombs, of course. They won't have penetrated too far. See about this destroyer. Get some extra flak off. We're distracting their main battery guns at least with the zero, so that's something. That is something. Yeah, we're getting some decent hits on that already. Look at that. Very, very nice. You can see the fires from Makiguma from here. Poor, poor ship. Poor, poor ship. I really hope that's the only thing we lose. But you never know. Never know. Okay, let's turn out with these zeros. Come in, I think, perhaps for the E-class next, or even the Porter actually. Let's go for that. How does that Farragut looking? Very, very nice indeed. Don't need to necessarily sink it on a one pass. Getting very close with our torpedoes there actually. Oh dear, how's this looking? Makiguma really needs to just sit still, doesn't it? Once the formation's got a bit better there, I think we'll try and remove that Get it out of the way, reform our own formation there. Wondering how these torpedoes are looking for the Omaha, perhaps. It might just thread the needle there. It's going to make them think about something at least. How's that King George looking? Looks like our shots weren't too far out there. New Orleans guns are still active, unfortunately, so we can't move around with our heavy cruiser just yet. Let's get our Zeros to attack the Porter. Yeah, that's just going to thread the needle, I think, with these torpedoes. Maybe a slightly more narrow spread there would have done the trick on this. But there are ships behind it to get hit. It does make them think about their formation at least. Is that going to be a bow hit? That's just going to pass under there, unfortunately. Unlucky. Unlucky. Ship bussy. Let's get our Zeros over here. That's not the worst strike there. Once again, climb up. And what we'll do is think about that in just a second. What we want to do with those. Are we looking over here? Our formation is just terrible. I think really might want to just barrage the Omaha now. It's getting closer. So let's change our... Yeah, because we've not got a decent solution at all on that New Orleans. So let's go for the Omaha here with our heavy cruisers. If we stop that, go over here. And where's Attigo over here? Yeah, we're not going to hit that with such a terrible solution. Going to be much better off going for the Omaha. How are we looking with our solutions over to the King George? Still not great, so we're going to take one Fusa off there. Just hold, and that's going to go for the Omaha as well. We might have ruined the Porter's engine a tad. Get hit by a torpedo there. That will finish it off if it does get hit. How are our destroyers looking, actually? Don't want to forget about them. Do not want to forget about them. Okay, not too bad over here. Kagado could be better. That's just going to miss, isn't it? Ah, look at that. That's the last torpedo there. Unlucky. We can't complain. So we're going to come back round them with our Zeros. And we're going to hit the E-class over here. Didn't actually fire off with these in the end, did we? Got a decent solution on that E-class. Let's go for another torpedo strike them. They're not inactive, are they? They shouldn't be. Doesn't say they are. Just not a decent... That's okay. We'll break off with Makigumo anyway. Turn around into that if we can. Our speed is 51, so not completely inoperable. And we do have our back guns, so we're just going to fire out some more star shells to help out with that, actually. Try and fire off with our torpedoes. Is it going to work? We've not got a correct angle there. Looks like we should do. Can't quite work that out. We don't have any torpedoes, that's a problem. I'm an idiot. Complete idiot. Makigumo is now sinking. So what we're going to do is actually get out. We're on our port side here, so let's take our starboards off. Fire out some torpedoes with Miyoko. Let's go. Let's get the Omaha there properly. Fire out there. They are going out. Brilliant. Probably a tad late. I did tell these to attack, didn't I? No, I did not. I'm an idiot. Let's go for the Farragut here. That's going to be the easier target. And that might well go down after this. Losing Zeros quite a bit here, aren't we? Let's just tell them to come out. Come out and stay as scouts, I think. Now, where have our torpedoes gone over here? Did they've aimed, but they haven't fired out. That means we haven't got a decent solution over there. Looking a bit better on your Mashiro though. Looking just a tad better. Oh, that Omaha's taking some nasty hits there. Look at that list. Ooh, excellent. Really, really good there. Fuso, you were still going for King George, weren't you? Which is going at a 2 knot speed. So what we can do is actually just focus with some... yeah, look at that. That's dead in the water completely. If we just go for some manual shots, that would be absolutely brilliant now. That is completely dead in the water. And that'll do. Alrighty, so the Omaha is finally down, and we have destroyed the number 6 Farragut as well, but we're running very, very low on ammunition. If we take a look at the Miyoko, completely run out actually of main gun ammunition apart from a couple rounds of HE. The rear turrets there, so that is not so useful right now, unfortunately. Gonna make sure both of our directors are on the E class. I did decide to split up some of our secondary fire over to the destroyers to help us out with that. So they should be okay to deal with that, really. Just going to take some time to get the hits in that we need, unfortunately. King George still not taking the hits we really need for that, unfortunately. And the Yugumo's taking some damage now as well. Look at that. If we can move this over to the deal with the fire, that would be great. I want to get rid of at least these 2 destroyers here, to be honest, and maybe even this Porter, and then we can call it a day there, I think. King George just not taking the hits. We'll turn our Fuso around here so it can deal with that. Get a better broadside on. We are still using E-class has suffered a magazine explosion. Excellent, that will go down fairly soon then, hopefully. Yeah, but we are still using manual shots out onto that King George, but we just need to readjust this, I think, because even though it's going very, very slow, it is still just about moving. So we'll try for that. Just taking a battering, and we only have 80 shells left here, 80 armor piercing shells still there, and its main gun is still firing out, remember. If we try and get the Yamashiro out, it was helping against the E-class. If we just get that actually onto the Farragut now, I think, with some HE shells, like so, with its secondaries as well, and that should go down fairly easily. What's Asako firing at? If we change that to go for, I think, the Porter over here, like so. Porter's not doing great though. How is this doing? Would love to see some shells come in, just smack it right in the centre. Just straddling it though. We are on target, just straddling, unfortunately, with the spread of our guns. That's the most frustrating thing sometimes. What does it say on the report actually? It's critical to heavy, fair enough. Not doing too badly then on these things. Oh, well, bloody hell, guys. We have had to withdraw from that particular engagement. We did manage to sink the King George in the end. Actually, it got to the point where we got so close with our cruisers and destroyers that I decided to just send a couple torpedoes up its rear end. And that's actually what sank us in the end. Even so, it was absolutely stationary. Our Fusos still could not hit that thing to get it down, which is, I think, really a big statement at how bad our accuracy is in this game. It's really amazing sometimes, but we did it. We sunk the King George, E-class, Farragut, Omaha, and that is really, really good as far as I'm concerned. That's a threat from Guam taken care of. We did lose 20 aircraft there though, so attrition really, to be honest. 8 command points in the bag. Very, very nice indeed, and we are going to need them, because you know what the problem is now, guys? We've expended our ammunition, and we've taken a fair amount of damage on a few of our ships. Did of course lose the Makigumo, so we have the decision now. Do we wait until we upgrade truck to resupply our ships, or do we send them all the way back to Kure, where we can of course repair them as well? I think we are going to have to send back the entirety of Fighting Force 1. And that's not necessarily a good thing at all, because we do of course have a very, very low stock of planes on our CVs as well. We're going to be in a very, very bad way indeed. So what we're going to do is, it's going to take a lot of time, but we're going to have to bring around our submarines over here as well. We're going to tighten up our belts, bring our submarines out around here as well. We're in a bad way, guys. We're in a very bad way. We may have taken down that task force in the battleship, but we've basically got to empty out over here around Guam. So, with that being said, that is going to be it for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please do check out the community Discord if you are interested. I shall leave a link for that in the description below. But I've been the Edified Gamer, and I hope all of your nights and days are auspicious. Goodbye.